Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a how-to video on how to apply false lashes. I know a lot of people struggle with applying false lashes and it can be super frustrating and such a struggle, so I thought I would just film this video really quick on how I apply my false lashes and throw in some tips and tricks that help me and that can hopefully help you when applying yours as well. So if you're interested in seeing how I apply false lashes, then just keep watching. Okay, so the lashes I'm going to be using today are the Ardell 120 Demis. They just look like this. They're my favorite lashes at the moment, and I'm going to use a fresh pair just for this video. I do reuse lashes. The top ones are actually right here, but I will talk more about that later. When you get your packs, if you're not familiar with lashes, they come right how you should put them on your eyes. So this one goes with this eye and this one goes with this eye. I know sometimes depending on the lashes it can look kind of confusing if you're like this, and sometimes there's not a big difference from the inner corner to the outer corner. But with these you can obviously see that the inside corners of these go from smaller and then kind of fan out. So you want the smallest end to be at the inner corner of your eye. The way I like to take them out of the package is with some tweezers. I just like to take it on the end and just kind of peel it off. You want to be careful because some lashes you can tend to like rip them, like tear the last couple off or whatever. So I just like to take it with the tweezer. I find it's easiest, and that's how I like to apply them as well. Some people can just put them on with your fingers, which if that works for you, go ahead and do that. But I just find it's easier and I can be a little more precise if I use tweezers. So I just hold it like that pretty much in the center of the lash. And then the glue I'm using is the Duo Clear Lash Glue. This is really popular. I like the clear one personally just because I feel like it's easier, like if you make a mistake. They do make it where it dries black, but if you're not used to applying lashes and you put it kind of up or it hits your lid or something, you're going to have a little black mark there. So if you do it with the clear, it's just mistake free really. You're not going to see it once it dries. So I like the clear. They do make a lot of different kinds, so you can choose what you want, but this is what I'm using today, and this is, so far out of the ones I've tried, this is probably my favorite one. So what I like to do is start by just squeezing it from the tube, and I just apply it right on there. So I'll just squeeze it so it just comes out just enough on top and just drag it enough so it's just layered one layer with the glue. And then make sure to get the corners pretty good. So you just want it to coat it. You don't want like a super massive amount on there because that's going to make it even harder for you. But just this amount of glue so that it just is nice and even and coats that band of the lash there. One of the #1 things that people do wrong when applying lashes is they put the glue on and they think they got to stick it on there right away before it dries. That's actually not the case. With lash glue, you want it to get a little tacky before you put it on. If I were to put the glue on and put it straight on my eye, it would be slipping and sliding all over and it would just be a mess and not really fun to do at all. It'd be so frustrating. So you want to let it dry for at least like 30 seconds or so. The longer you let it dry, the tackier it's going to be and the easier it's going to be to apply it. So I'm going to just zoom you guys in so you can get even a better look here. And then what I like to do when applying lashes is I like to look down a little bit. So I like to be looking like into my mirror. I like to be looking down enough so that I can see my lid, so you can see exactly where you're putting it with the lash line. So it's been about 30 to 40 seconds that this has been drying. So what I like to do is, I'm going to try to do this the best I can so you guys can see it. I just take it on my tweezers and I just set it on my lid. So right there I just set it down. It's not on my lash, or it's not actually on my eye, it's just sitting there. So then what I like to do is take the outer edge first and kind of tuck it in and place it where I want it. So I line it up just about with the outer corner of my eye. And then again, the same thing with the inner corner. You just want to take it and tuck it. Got a little close to my lashes. Just tuck it in and press it together. And then I like to just give it a couple pinches so that it's as close to that lash line as I can get it, because you don't want a gap between your natural lashes and the false lashes, just because it doesn't look natural then. So I just give it a couple squeezes kind of right next to the root so that it's as close as I can get it. And then I just let it dry. So there is one lash. The glue is still white right now, but once it's completely dry, it will be completely clear. So already here's the difference you can see with just a little mascara compared to false lashes. It just kind of bumps it up a little more and gives it a little extra glam look or whatever. As you can see too, I already applied one thin coat of mascara to my natural lashes just so that they blend better with the false lashes, because if you were to not put anything on, you would be able to see your natural lashes. Then also when I am applying false lashes, I don't curl my eyelashes beforehand, just because I find that it's harder to get the lash around them, and sometimes depending on the lash, it will stick them up too high, so they'll be more like stick straight instead of like coming up and flowing out like they should naturally. So just another tip to not curl your lashes. You can if you want, but I just find that it's easier sometimes to not curl them beforehand. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the other eye too, just so you can see again. So again, I just take it and put my tweezers in the middle of the lash there and take the lash glue. See if I can stay in focus and put this all on, just so it bubbles up enough. And I just apply it to the band. So again, you don't want too much glue on there, just enough to coat that lash band, just like that. So again, let it sit for like 30 to 40 seconds, just so that that glue gets tacky. And again, I'm just going to be looking down into my mirror, pretty much so that your eyelid is pretty flat, like you don't have the curve like this, like you're looking down. If that makes sense, I really hope it does. But so you're looking down into the mirror, and again, just taking it and just setting it on your lid, just like that. And since it is tacky, it's gonna stay. If it was still too wet, it'd be slipping and sliding and not staying anywhere. So again, I like to just tuck in the outer corner first, just because you can do either one first. You can tuck in the inner or outer. I just like matching it up with the outer edge first, because sometimes you can get it too close to the inner corner of your eye, and I find when you do that, you can sometimes have the issue of your eyelash poking you in the eyeball all day, so it's not comfortable. So that's why I like it to be about right here is where the false lash starts, instead of having it like way in. So I find it lines up really nicely, just starting by the outer corner, tucking that in, and then adjusting the inner corner. Again, just going to be squeezing it together so it's as close to the lash line as possible. And you can kind of push it up or push it in, whatever you like. You can pinch it with your fingers or whatever, but I just find the tweezers can get it a little closer to that lash line as well. Also, if you're dealing with lashes that come really long, because some do, depending on which ones you are working with, you may have to cut them. These ones fit my eyes just right, so I didn't have to. I find most of the Ardell ones fit my eyes pretty well. But if you do have to trim them, you want to cut from the outer corner first and not the inner corner, because the inner corner does have those shorter ones, and that's going to make it look more natural. If you just go from the inner corner and chop that off, you're going to end up with like just really long ones, and it's not going to look natural and just like flow how your natural lashes would, and it's just not going to look right. So you want to, if you do have to trim it, you want to trim from the outer corner and just take about like one little cluster of them at a time, and then just measure it, see if it fits. If you have to cut more, just keep going, but I like to go little by little just so you can see how much you have to cut off without cutting off too much at once, because once you cut it off, it's gone. Like, you can't put it back on. So after it's done and dried, your lashes are good to go. If you'd like, you can put another coat of mascara just to blend your natural lashes with the false lashes even more. Most of the time I don't feel the need to do that, just because I feel like with that one coat on before, it really just does the job itself and blends them. And I don't like to put too much mascara or liner or anything on the false lashes because it does dull down the life of them. Like I said, I do reuse my lashes, so I like to not put mascara on them and then I get more uses out of them. The less product you put on them, the longer you're going to be able to reuse them. But after so many uses, you know, it's just time to get some new ones. Normally I can get quite a few reuses out of these lashes, so as long as you take care of them, you can use them more than once. Just make sure that they are clean and you take care of them. So I'm going to zoom you back out so you can see the full effect. So this is what they look like a little farther away, zoomed out. But I really like false lashes. I think they just boost your whole look and just really enhance the eyes. With any makeup look you're doing, if you're doing a simple one or a smoky one or super dramatic or anything, they're just going to give you that little extra boost with your look, and I really like them. I don't wear lashes every day, but I do enjoy wearing them every once in a while. So that is everything for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and hopefully you can take away a few tips and tricks to help you apply false lashes on yourself. If you have any more questions or anything, leave them in the comments below, and I will also leave all the products I used and all the tips and everything mentioned in the description bar below too, so if you have to look back, they'll be down there. And I think that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.